So when I was an insurance agent, I saw the gap between how important our products are. We had a case where a young mother called in and shared that her husband didn't come home from the motorcycle expedition on a Saturday, young family, and that a small term life insurance so they didn't lose the house. I mean, it's super sad. We couldn't replace the
Yeah.
husband, but at least, we really helped this person in the moment of need. The art is to create content that goes viral in your target group that has actually something to do with the actually boring topic of insurance. You need to make it excited again.
That's Dr. Robin Kiera, and this is the future of insurance.
Dr. Robin Kiera, it's good to sit down with you again. You had me on your show before I was anyone really. I didn't know if you knew you were taking a guess or a flyer on me, but you gave me a platform to share my first book with the industry, which is so kind of you. And it's been great to stay connected with you. But now you have a book, so I have to return the favor. I want to get into that. Show it for everyone. It's not hard to miss. It's nice and bright. Attention, right? If it has attention in the title, it should be easy to see. So attention hacking. But before we jump into it, just quickly on you for those who don't know you.
Well, first of all, I was super happy to see somebody writing a book on insurance. I'm an insurance nerd. I love it. I cannot imagine doing anything else, even though I have an affair with the banking industry too, but that's a whole different story. So who am I? I run a marketing agency in Germany during the day, and I'm influencer during the night. My wife would say it's the other way around, but she's not here. But I need to be very careful because she's the CFO of our company.
Yeah. So Robin, you focus on something that I think a lot of us have been missing when we think about the future path of the industry. I talk about the technology and innovation and that sort of mindset type stuff, but there's a whole piece about how we communicate and engage. And you keep seeing about this, about, the way people perceive insurance, not just as consumers, but as potential employees. And we are running up against a retirement cliff. Employment is definitely an industry issue. You're looking at the other side, I think, of the future of this industry is what is our presence? How are we engaging? And I know that's the focus of your work. It's the focus of your book. I'd love to hear more about that, because I think that's what rounds out this notion of what does the future of the industry look like?
So when I was an insurance agent, I saw the discrepancy or the gap between how important our products are. We had a case where a young mother called in and shared that her husband didn't come home from the motorcycle expedition on a Saturday, young family, and that a small term life insurance so they didn't lose the house. I mean, it's super sad. We couldn't replace the husband, but at least, we really helped this person in the moment of need, or, expensive medical treatment we as insurance industry provide. Of course, we get the money from our customers, but nevertheless, it's a super important service we provide to society. And then the image we have. So Friday nights, I always, as an agent, try to call clients to get meetings in the next 2 weeks. And I was like, hello, this is Robin from Insurance. Let's have a meeting. And the people were like, panic, dropping the phone or thinking, oh, I should get a root canal instead. It's more fun. And so that's a discrepancy, a gap between the significance of our products and the standing in society. I think we are also, it's our fault because of sleazy sales methods for a long time. So that's a big difference in the gap. And this really annoyed me. And then when I used social media later on, I found you are on the radar of your customers. You can share stories. You're constantly there. And in the moment of need, they begin to call you. This is a really breakthrough if you're in B2B or B2C sales. And that's what the book is about. How do you actually get on the radar of your target group, especially as an insurer?
Yeah. You've absolutely succeeded in, I think, proving insurance can thrive on social media. So you're doing that as an individual, and obviously you have your brand as well. Do you think that it's possible for an insurance company to be able to achieve that? Or is this really about leveraging the individuals? Is it both? What is the approach that you see most successful?
Well, insurers can do it too, even though I always underline, please use faces. I mean, it's probably a prehistoric thing why we like faces we know. And there are also studies that show if a post has a face, it's 3 to 8 times more likely to get liked than if it's just a random corporate, soulless, heartless post. So we always underline, let's use faces. But, we don't only run my social media, but social media for insurers and banks. And we have super successful campaigns, maybe videos that are fun, or TikTok channels that reach millions and millions of people and they're always about insurance related topics. So, I could dance in front of the camera, probably that's not going viral, but I could do crazy stuff and that would go viral. The art is to create content that goes viral in your target group that has actually something to do with the actually boring topic of insurance. You need to make it excited again.
Yeah. Well, so what, without giving away the book, what are some of the lessons or the key insights you might share with people to give us a little bit of a boost? And then obviously we should dig in more and read the content to learn.
Yeah, and buy the book. All kidding aside, so if you're on LinkedIn, what I really see is as a big trend, it's super professional content. If you look at the C-suits in insurance and finance, for example, the CEO of Deutsche Bank does a good job. Bill Gates does do a good job, and of course, as their teams do. It's super high valuable photos. They don't look on the first sight as super staged, but if you look at it, it's super symmetric.
Yeah.
Great color grading, super focused. Or when they do videos, it's not only like an iPhone and a Ring camera, but you see it's studio without actually you feeling it's studio. So that's a big trend I see, super high production quality, but also not only that, high production quality in the story. So if you have a good story, a good point, a good tip, good content for your target group, you can still do it with an iPhone or an Android. That's not a difference, but it is the competition on LinkedIn is becoming more brutal every single day, or on other social media channels. So you need to be better in production, and you need to be better in the story. And don't get me wrong, there will always be this one funny video or post that goes viral. A friend of mine, actually from a Bavarian insurance, he posted how a dog destroyed the entry hall of the insurer and made a funny post about it, about that they actually insure also dogs. Shout out to the Bavarian insurance here. But it got like 10,000s of likes, totally unusual in Germany at all in insurance and for Bavarian insurance, or even though they're national wide. And what I want to say with that, there will always be this one thing, this kid doing this or this manager doing that.
Sure.
But the big key is, and you probably know this too, it's consistency. You need to post regularly, and it means on LinkedIn 2 times a week at least. That's a funny coincidence in channels that reach nobody, and in channels like Gary Vaynerchuk, Deutsche Bank boss, or Bill Gates, they post every single day, or even sometimes several times a day, high valuable content. And then we come as corporate or insurance doing like once a year, and then we say, oh, social media doesn't work.
Right. Yeah, we write it off very quickly. I do feel like we interpret through our lens and our historic rules on what is and isn't acceptable. And then we wonder why it's not resonating. And I think we forget that the audience is not looking through that lens. They're not looking at what's acceptable or not. I had someone who said, I wish at this conference they encourage people not to post on LinkedIn because our CEO doesn't think we should be on social media. And I was like, well, okay, that conference is definitely not going to ask people not to post on LinkedIn, first of all. Second of all, no one's going to listen. And third of all, if that's your CEO's take, which they're entitled to, but if that's their take, I can't imagine your company's presence on any social media would be as engaging as it could be, because we've layered a very different lens over the lens of what our audience wishes it was. And then we wonder, like you said, you post once a year and then you say, oh, this doesn't work. It's like, well, if you're not engaging effectively or in the way that your audience wishes you to, you can't then say this doesn't work, that you're not going about it right.
Totally. And don't get me wrong, there are no-goes. We advise our clients, if you have a certain image and setup, don't post anything contrary, or only if it's a super smart move you do on conscience. We say don't post anything with alcohol. Don't post something with showing too much skin. Not because I'm a Puritan, but just because there are certain rules on certain channels that do not comply with corporate. But you can still be fun in that context.
Right.
I always say when decision maker like that, even though they have become less and less, say, oh, we don't want to be on social media. I say, that's totally okay. Don't be on social media. Do that, but don't complain when you go broke.
Right. Yeah. Well, so people should get the book. I know you released it in German. What about the non-German folks out there? Where is it available and how do they get a hold of it?
Yeah, so we have the German one, which is 2 years old. And this is not only English translation, but it's a total It's redone, so you have a lot of new stuff. And you can get it on Amazon. It's also published on Wiley, so Wiley, the editor, would be happy if you order it directly, not via Amazon.
Yeah.
But so you can get it actually everywhere you want. It's called Attention Hacking: The Power of Social Media Selling in Insurance and Finance. And we donate all proceeds, so it's not a business model for me. So that's the book on Amazon or Wiley.
That's fantastic. And I think the word hacking is actually critical here, because it's not an impossibility. And it's not this massive lift that you're looking, from the base camp up to the top of Everest and saying, I couldn't do that. There are smart moves you can make to start to break through. And as you said, it really is a momentum thing. You do have to post regularly. You have to make these changes. But once you get that ball rolling, stick with it, because the faster it rolls, picks up more snow and it grows and grows. You just have to get it going. So I love the structure you've taken to open people up to that, as you say, with hacks, sort of, to just break through and get the momentum going. Once the flywheel's moving, you're in a good place.
Totally.
Robin, thank you so much for sharing about it, and more broadly for helping to push the industry, because I think that does round out not just the tech and the innovation bits, but what's the story we're telling? How are we positioning ourselves as an industry? It's critical. So thank you for all that you've been doing.
Same to you.